Welcome on, everybody. Welcome to Popcorn Punchups with two movie nerds. Go at it. One picks wicked movies, e.g. me, and the other one picks art house, strolling the forums for the most artistic, meaningful movies. No, that's too nice. Terrible movies that you can think of, and that is the only.
Yeah, I don't think my Punishment Week pick has really proving your theory.
But whatever. November is turning out to be a very, very big week for releases at the minute. So we've got obviously Predator Badlands, which is out now. So that's what our first one off the rank is. We have Running Man, which is also out. We get Stranger Things coming out on, I think it's the 27th. So lots and lots of that is appearing. There's heaps coming out. And then in December, we also get, I think it is your favourite one, Fallout.
Yes.
Pretty sure it's coming out.
It's already in my calendar, 17th.
Yeah, so season 2, which actually looks really cool.
I'm very excited.
They're going to your favourite place. What was it? The
Vegas.
Las Vegas.
Vegas.
Yeah. So I was very impressed with the first one, so I'm keen for it as well.
Yeah, I'm very excited. I was actually, just when you came into our chat and Discord just then, I was watching like a breakdown of the trailer.
Yeah. Yep.
Watched it a few times now. Yeah. There's so much. I can't believe. Obviously, they've been given a bigger budget because there's so many things they didn't include in the first one, different monsters and things that they didn't touch on. So yes, the community is very excited.
Oh yeah.
Should be great.
Alrighty. Well then. Something that is very excited is the Predator, and he's going into the Badlands. That's a terrible segue.
Yeah, not your worst. You've had much worse ones.
But I am a big fan of the Predator movies. 1 and 2 are some of my favourite cinema ever. Obviously Arnie, where he's coming out the water and he's like, ugh. And then obviously they have then gone downhill a little bit, and then Prey came out, which was like the prehistoric. I want to say prehistoric, but I feel like it's probably not the correct. Whatever.
Wouldn't know. I don't know what I've even seen of Predator, to be honest. I don't think I've seen anything.
You seen one?
I feel like I thought I had, but I have no memory of it. You know what I mean? Like if I have, it's such a long time ago that I don't remember any of it.
And then 2 is where he comes in like the city, like in the...
No, I don't think I've seen that.
Okay. Well, fair enough. Chronologically, it's Prey, which was technically released, like this is the timeline, not the actual like...
Chronological.
Yeah. So Prey, which was released on 2022nd, that is where they go back into like the earlier period where it was like the Native Americans. Then we got Predator Killer of Killers, which is the animated one. Mm-hmm. Then we have the original Predator with Arnie, the best one.
Okay.
Then we have Predator 2, which is where he comes into actual New York, where he comes into the actual like period, like time, present day. Then we have Alien vs Predator, which was dumb, but I still enjoyed it. And then we have
Makes sense.
Aliens vs Predator Requiem, which is like their sequel. And then we have Predators, which was actually not too bad. And then we got The Predator, and now we have Predator Badlands. So
this is the last one in chronological order.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So normally
where is it in the Alien order?
I don't know the exact place for that one.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm not sure. We could probably look it up, but this is normally in Predator, you don't really get to see the Predator that much because they're using the cloak and all that sort of stuff. Like normally it's about the Predator coming onto a planet or an island or wherever, and then they're the hunter, and then it's watching these people try and survive against this, obviously, Predator chasing him down. This one is a little bit different, where we actually get to see some insights to the Predator homeworld and their like clan origin. So this is about a young predator outcast from his clan finds an unlikely ally on his journey in search of the ultimate adversary. So nothing super groundbreaking in terms of story or lore or anything, but we do get to see the two brothers. There's two brother Deck and also Quell. I think that's how you say it. Kwei. Kel.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I don't know. But they're brothers. Deck is obviously, unfortunately, much smaller. He's like the runt predator, and he's like, the clan can show no weakness. So the father's like, you should have killed him in your sleep, rah, rah, rah. Like the brother is meant to have killed the other brother because the clan can show no weakness. But then obviously because of the brotherly love, they're doing the testing. So there's the proving to be able to earn like your right to be able to go off and hunt to this whatever prey that you select, so that you can come back to the home world, present the trophy, and get your cloak and be like indoctrinated into the clan.
Like the rite of passage.
Yeah. So nothing groundbreaking there. The father then traps in their like little trap gizmo technology thing, and then it was like, Kel, you got to kill him, and then all of a sudden he doesn't, and then tries to fight off the father. He dies, sends him to this homeworld planet, or to this new planet where he has to fight this thing that cannot be killed. And the first introduction, I guess, Act 1 for him getting to the planet, really enjoyed it. I really was liking the little bit more of the interaction and the hierarchy of the predators. And then once we get to the home planet, I was like, oh, okay, here we go. Here comes a bit more of a buddy cop kind of ragtag group, which you've seen sort of all the time, which was bizarre.
I actually was the opposite. I found the opening boring as hell. I did not give a shit about the typical, my father's a piece of shit and I'm the runt and all that. And then once Elle Fanning was introduced, I was all about it.
Yeah, right.
I actually had a pretty good time once it's on the homeland, all the cool different. Mine of Avatar, like I really like world building. I really like seeing all different alien races and how, I don't know, maybe because I think too much, I'm like, oh, how's that developed? And this whole planet is like crazy hostile. There's like razor grass and explosive fucking flower things that paralyze you. And there's like a pterodactyl that's figured out how to use the explosives for its hunting purposes. And I found the world building and the animals and the sort of environment of this planet the coolest part. I actually liked the Elle Fanning team up. It's typical. Got the grounded character and the action character, the hero and the sidekick, but I kind of liked it.
And then we had the little
the mascot.
Yeah, he was there for that little comic relief because he's like, ah.
Yeah.
I was like,
cutie.
Okay. I didn't mute that. But
it's fun.
I don't know. They made him too human. So it was like when they were trying to have their, I don't know, long trek across where it was like the rolling, what's it called, hills and stuff, where he's got, what's her name in this? Thea?
Yeah, Thea.
Thea.
Oh, no, Thea was the other one, right? She played both characters.
Sister. I don't know. When he's got the good Elle Fanning on his back.
Thea? Yeah. No, Thea's the good one. Tessa's the evil one. I think so.
Well, she's got no legs.
Yeah. Turn down.
Yeah, she's got her. Yeah, got her on his back, and they're like rolling landscapes, and they're like, yo, let's, have this bonding moment because you're forced together. She was like, I'm your tool, you can use me, whatever. Yeah.
I like that justification.
And yeah.
You hunt alone.
And then all of a sudden it was like, when they're at the campfire, it was like trying to get that human connection. It was like, I don't know, the Predator has never shown any like human remorse or like any feelings or anything.
That's why Deck's different.
No, it made him too human. He's meant to be like the most apex predator ever.
But not Deck. Deck's different. What makes him strong is his ability to think differently and connect and have sympathy, and that's sort of in a weird way, which I didn't expect from this movie, they're sort of discussing, I know you hate the term, but you misuse it, toxic masculinity, and how men are raised to be emotionless and lack empathy and not think about other people and don't be weak, don't show weakness and da 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 da. And that's sort of how he's raised, but his weaknesses in the eyes of the, what's their race called? The predator race. In the eyes of the predator race, his shows weakness, but in the eyes of every other race, these are his strengths. I like that. I think me not knowing anything about Predator and not giving a shit about the rest of the franchise made me really enjoy the movie.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I didn't really like Act 2 where they were doing the bonding sort of like...
Best part.
You know, him... No.
That's my favorite.
And then,
literally favorite act.
And then after the bonding, we get the big showdown of the beast that can't be killed. Yep. Very cool fight scenes. Yeah. I really enjoyed the fight scenes.
Yep, very
really
much
cool.
so.
And then Act 3 is where the evil sister comes in, and she has a like henchman, and then it's the world fighting for Deck, and he's like, "Yo, I'm going to use my passion and my humanness to befriend the world." Because the world, for some reason, needs a friend.
Yep. And he becomes a wolf because some of the best hunters hunt better in packs.
Yeah. And then
I think it's cool as hell. I really liked it.
And then we get the big climax where he goes home and he just absolutely stomps everyone. And then it ends with like a cliffhanger where there's like all the predators are like coming out to see what the commotion was, and it's his mother. And he's like, "I've already got a clan."
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I found like his ability to just mop his dad kind of like, okay, I robbed my eyes a bit at that because his dad's meant to be like some super high ranking fucking alien dude, right? Like I wouldn't have thought that after one little mission that he'd be able to come back and fuck up his dad, but I don't know.
Yeah, he's meant because the dad's meant to be like the best of the best. Because he's like had to, I don't know, they fight for the top position. And
I would have been okay with it if it was like all three of them fighting him, because then like, yeah, it wouldn't have been as climactic. Oh, fucking dogs. Can you stop walking around? It wouldn't have been as climactic because, you know, it's the revenge story, but it would have made sense for the arc to be like, I can be more powerful because I have people with me. The only thing that the other two did was the little pup, whatever his name was, I forget. Oh, they named him Bud? Buddy? Bud?
Yeah, something like that.
He comes in and bites the head off once it's already been captured. But yeah, I like the fact that he used the ship to blow like dust around to reveal, you know, the location once he was cloaked. Yeah. I think that's kind of cool, little touch, but I would have liked it if it was Elle Fanning's character that did that. So it was like she had some involvement in taking him down, because the message really became sort of blurred there. Because message became, we are stronger as a team, and then he 1v1s his dad. And it's like, okay, well, we've sort of gone against what this story's been setting up, but whatever. I feel like that second climax was necessary because it's the ultimate revenge arc, but it felt a bit disconnected from the rest of the theming. But it's still a cool scene, still a cool fight scene.
Yeah, I think visually it was quite impressive.
Very much so. The whole movie was.
Yeah. I like the weapons are cool as well.
Yes.
The different glows, like the red of the sword, the blue of the spear thing.
Yeah.
The explosion thing where he's like, look into it, it's a map. I did also get a little bit weirded out when they first introduced and Thea's like, we've got universal translation, and it starts talking in English and then it goes back, and I was like, this is weird. Like, I found that very odd. I mean, it was justifiable. She said the way she explained it was everyone hears their own language, so that it's like, you know, as an audience we hear English, but she's not actually speaking English. I was like, that's fine. Like that, you know, it's a bit of like technobabble sort of bullshit.
magic, but it's an alien world. What do I care? I would have, you know how like the beginning of Vikings starts with them speaking in their like, you know, Swedish, whatever, their Viking language. And then it just transitions to English, and we, as an audience, know they're not actually speaking English. They're just speaking English for the audience, and it's a pretty easy acceptance of the audience to know that they're not speaking English. I would have almost preferred that for the Predator, but that being said, once Elle Fanning was introduced, I'm kind of glad, because it made the Predator really feel separate from this planet, and the, you know, he was the fish out of water here and whatever, because he was the only one speaking in his whatever fuck language it was called.
And he was, like, you do get that visual representation that he was quite smaller, like even when he's standing against his like old man.
Yeah,
these old mans were pretty massive, and he's like quite small, but
it made him more nimble, which we saw when he was like flying through the treetops. And there's one of my favorite like fight scenes, I guess, is when he's fighting that tentacle thing that's like chasing him around the treetops. And when he kills, he like holds his sword up, and the whole thing like flies at him and slices. Is it the monster slices it in half, and he's like standing there separating it. It's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
It's really cool. There's these really cool, like, you know, quote unquote badass moments in this, which I, you know, in my Letterboxd review literally wrote, it knows what it's doing and it's doing it well. Like, I think it knows it's making a badass fucking action film with aliens and, you know, weird fucking native animals, and I think it does all that part really well. I think the buddy cop works. Elle Fanning's great. Her line delivery's awesome. I think she does really well playing two different characters that feel dramatically different. I don't know much about the world, so I mean, like you said, there's parts that you didn't like because it doesn't make sense for Predator's race. I know fuck all about Predator's race, so I actually really liked it. All those things. But I'm sure that, like, you know, big fans of the series like yourself and others would be like, oh, it makes no sense and that shouldn't happen like this way and he wouldn't act like this. But I kind of liked it. I actually like the reversal of perspective and how we're normally rooting for the humans and the synths and Wayland. What's the company called? Wayland Yantels? I forget the company's name. The W brand. Normally support them against the Predators, but it was nice to you know, flip the script a little bit and watch the Predators be badass and be excited for them to win fights and show their cool technology and whatever else. I had a pretty good time. I didn't think I was going to enjoy this. The first 20 minutes, I was rolling my eyes on my phone. I was bored. And then it picked up and I was super into it.
Yeah. Look, I had issues with it, but I still enjoyed it. Same as Prey. Like, had issues with Prey and then I still enjoyed it. Like, it is what it is.
Yeah.
But I would just want the Predator to be that, like, badass. And I'm sure it's pretty open-ended. There's going to be a sequel to this one.
Yeah.
Where he fights his mother and stuff. I'm at like a 3.5. Like, I still had quite a good time with it.
Yeah, I'm the same. 3.5.
Yeah.
It's
that's crazy for you.
I was not expecting to like this. I went into it. I didn't go into like I never go into things like, oh, here we fucking go. I mean, sometimes if you make me watch some like really stupid bullshit. But I didn't. Yeah, I went in pretty neutral, I guess. But the way it set up and started, I was like, fucking. The whole fight scene in the beginning when he was like training with his brother, did not give a shit. But I think that if I rewatched it, I'd probably care more. I was like, I liked him. I like Deck.
Yeah.
He's a good boy. Demetrius Schuster Kolo Amat. Jesus Christ. Even I can't pronounce his name.
Not even going to attempt it.
Nah. But yeah, did well. I had a pretty good time. I had a pretty good amount of fun with this.
Nice.
Speaking of fun, one of my favorite movies. One of my favorites, so bad it's good.
How did you come across this film?
It's one of those movies that picked up traction on the so bad it's good list, you know? There's a YouTube group called Red Letter Media, And they do, I think it's Red Letter. Hold on, let me check. Yeah, Red Letter. Yeah. They do like in-depth looks, and a bunch of comedians who just talk shit about movies, and they years ago gave this traction, a few other YouTubers and stuff. So this was when there was a period where I was like watching Tommy Wiseau's The Room and Birdemic and finding like really trying to find awful movies. This was on the radar. So, and this is like, I watch this pretty, not frequently, not like every month, but a couple times a year for sure.
Okay.
It's so funny. And
this reminds, go.
No, please.
This reminds me of those DVDs you see in like Cheapest Chips.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
For us in Australia.
Yeah.
There's like Cheapest Chips had the $1 or $2 like DVD boxes.
The mockbusters.
And you'd see like, you'd see all sorts of like random as movie covers, and you're like, oh, I wonder what that's like. And you're like, this is going to be bad.
Yep. So do you want me to talk through it, or do you want to talk through it? How do you want to do this?
Well, I'll give you my rundown of this one.
Please. And I'll tell you all the little facts and trivia as we go along, because I know a lot about like the making of and shit.
So Joe Marshall and Frank Washington are two tenacious police detectives who seek at all costs to stop the Katana, a renegade Yakuza gang composed of violent and sadistic killers who want to lead the drug trade in Los Angeles.
Yep.
So
sure is.
Our main guy, who is a terrible, I don't know, James Bondy kind of cool. I'm trying to think of the equivalent. I'm thinking of like
it's more loosely based on like Lethal Weapon. You've got renegade white guy and black guy in a suit. It's Lethal Weapon.
Sort of fair. So Joe Marshall is like the cool main character who has the long Fabio kind of long hair. You even see him in these like banana hammocks at one point, which they use that shot like 3 or 4 times. And I was like, this makes no sense why you're reusing this.
Dude's
like
ripped,
beach footage. Oh, he's in very good shape, but it's like you've used this earlier in the film where you were on a date and you've gone to the beach after whatever, and then towards the end of the film they used it again, and I was like, is this the same day? Or he was like, you just got lazy and was like, I'm done with this, I'm just gonna put it out there.
You're not wrong. There is a lot of things that they filmed like months after, and they chopped together in the editing, and like there are fight scenes that they literally teleport between shots, like, and his hair changes because he cut his hair. They finished filming and his agent convinced him to cut his hair. So he cut his hair down, and we see when his hair's tied back into a ponytail, that's when his hair's shorter. And they went and bought him a woman's wig. But there are some scenes where he's wearing a wig, and there are some scenes where he's got his natural hair. And in one of the fight scenes, he literally has his wig gets pulled off, and they kept it in the cut. It's fucking insane.
Yeah, Right. So there's this group of this gang that's for some reason
the Katana gang.
hold up at this restaurant because I can't even remember why. Like the line delivery is insane.
Yeah.
Like it's not even like some of it doesn't make sense.
Yep.
Like there's this whole we'll see you in court, like whatever, and he's like, haha, it opens at 9. Like
a lot of that scene was filmed. So the shots, the master shots of them sitting at the table, that's all filmed in the first shoot. And then how he our samurai cop delivers that big monologue about like they're a good Japanese businessman who are, successful and do the right thing. And then there are people like you who sell drugs to the children and have drugs in the schools. That big massive monologue, that was all filmed way after. And he was so fed up at that point because he'd been taken back for reshoots and reshoots and reshoots. And it was that literally that shot was filmed him standing between 2 photocopiers in like an office, and they chopped it together. That's what the fucking whole movie is like. That's why it feels so disjointed and shit. And that's what they did as well with what's the actor's name? His Offsider, Mike Fraser, Frank Washington, Frank. all those shots of him going like, ooh, and like facial reactions and shit. They got him on set one day in a whole bunch of different rooms and just filmed him doing facial expressions. And that's why throughout the whole movie, there's all these random facial expressions of him reacting to stuff because they just chop it all together and throw it in. If you watch the backgrounds, they change all the time. Anyway, I got all this shit I want to tell you about. That's why I picked this movie. Keep going.
It's crazy. So we've got Joe and Frank. They're on the case to stop this gang.
Yep.
They like somehow work out that they're at this restaurant. They go confront them, and then there's this big shootout. And this shootout of them in the van, like there's points where they're pretending to shoot, but they're like, this can't actually work.
Yeah.
So they don't put the sound effects. Like there's one point where like the bad guy pulls the gun and goes bang, and
nothing happens.
But nothing happens. And it was like he had dead to rights to Joe, but because obviously he can't kill Joe because he's the main character, and he's like, they cut to Frank and he's like, look out, and he like slowly jumps over the car or something or other, and it's like, it's real bad. They end up shooting this guy hanging out of the van, and he falls onto the road. And because they don't have any budget for like special effects, they get the car and they cut to him in the car, and he's like, ugh, and then it literally cuts to the rear of it behind it, and he's like, and he's like rolling.
Yeah, in that scene as well, Frank's suit changes color like 5 times. He has a grey suit, a blue suit, and a black suit, and it changes throughout the entire scene. It's amazing.
Oh, one line. It's when the girl in the helicopter who is like love interest 1.
She's fucking insane. Yeah, go on.
He's like, they're like flirty banter where he's like, keep it warm.
Keep it warm. Me. Yeah. That's a big running joke in the community. Keep it warm.
Like, what?
Yeah.
Like, I thought that was like some code, but no, that was just a flirty banter between them.
No, just unhinged.
Yeah. And then there's this, I don't know, like a love scene, which was, they do every single love scene from the base of the bed.
Yep.
And it's always full body up. I was like, this is bizarre.
Yep.
So love interest 1 is a police officer, and she's keeping it warm.
Peggy, keeping it warm. She sure is.
She doesn't really have that much to do besides being love interest 1.
Yeah.
And then you get love interest 2, who Peggy and love interest 2 are kind of similar.
Oh, which one? The nurse or the other one? The other cop?
Yeah. The other blonde one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this.
There's
trying to even like wrap my head around it because it jumps everywhere.
Yeah, it does.
So they have that big confrontation. Then they're like hunting for this one guy who has the information. So main henchman 1, who's also a samurai.
Oh, Yamashita. Yeah. With the biggest jaw on the planet, Robert Czar.
Yeah. So he is tasked to go into the hospital and like cut this bloke's head off, and then he's with, I don't know, his love interest who carries the head and pretends to be like a hot nurse. And she goes in, they cut the head off, and it's like, they just do facial shots instead of anything, and they just leave like fake blood everywhere. So this is insane.
Yep. The whole scene in the hospital, the boom comes into the shot so many times as well. And there's that nurse who fucking sexually assaults Joe Marshall. She's like, they're like flirting.
Oh, yeah.
And she's like, are you circumcised? She's like, yeah.
That was...
She's like, I think you took too much off. There's nothing there. And he's like, would you prefer something the size of a jumbo jet? Like, it's so fucking weird. The whole thing just cutting to Mark Fraser going, ooh.
Is there a reference like why that line's in there?
No, it's just insane.
Like, did they dub it over and was like, it made no sense, that line.
Yeah. No, it's just unhinged writing. The writer, so the guy who made this, Amir Shervin, is a Iranian filmmaker, and he made a bunch of Iranian films, and then he came to America to become a Hollywood director, and all his movies are like this. You know, he's got Young Rebels, Killing American Style, Hollywood Cop, Gypsy, and then this. So he made 5 American films. This was his last one, and none of them gained traction. They're obviously all awful. This gained traction way, way later.
I mean, none of his films have got like above a 5.
Yeah.
Oh, there's one at 5.4.
Oh, they're awful. But it shows like English isn't his first language, and he came here to make Hollywood films purely based on he watched a lot of Hollywood films. So this is all a guy who doesn't speak English that well, who watches a lot of Hollywood movies and thinks he knows how Hollywood movies work and how they're written, writing for characters. And like, it's obvious that like none of the fucking actors know how to deliver these lines. They're doing their best, but they're also awful.
Yeah.
Like Robert Zadar has been in actual like movies with like Kurt Russell, and like he's probably one of the most successful actors in The Thing. But there's a whole bunch of random people who aren't even actors. Like, remember that waiter who's like super flamboyant and is like, my name is Joselito, that's my first name, that guy. He's like the main backer, the main financier of the film. And he's a doctor.
Oh, really?
So he's a doctor who puts money into Hollywood films back in the 90s and 80s. He's appeared in all 5 of these movies by Mia's movies. And he plays this really flamboyant gay whatever. In one movie, he's like an Indian, like a tracking Indian, like American Indian. Native American, I should say. And same, super flamboyant, super gay, super weird. Like, it's so strange. Anyway, so where are we at? They're hunting down... Yeah. There's a shootout. That's right. So get the Yamashita. Yamashita sends them all in the car park shootout.
It's weirder because he was like, I need his head and I need to put it on my piano.
Yeah.
And he's like,
I'll
get his head and I'll put it on the piano.
Yeah.
Why are you putting it on our piano?
Yeah, the line delivery is insane.
What?
Yep.
Then there's a shootout in the car park, and
which goes forever.
It goes for a very long time, but not as long as the house one where they are tracking General Okamaru, the bald.
Oh yeah.
The bald bloke.
Okamura.
Yeah, because them tracking through the house takes so long.
Yeah.
Cutting to them going room to room, and it's like this bloke. Also, old mate Joe takes so long to unlock a door.
I know. Like, he doesn't try and reach in and try to move it first. He like puts his head out and then is like, we're coming for you, or whatever the fuck he says. And then he stands there trying to open the door for ages, and then Okamura runs off. Like, they needed a chase scene, but like, oh my God. That actor Okamura as well, he's been in like G.I. Joe, Mortal Kombat. He's done a heap of decent movies as well. Often plays like a bad guy and stuff, obviously, because that's his look. He's a fight choreographer, and actually a pretty successful one. But in this, he was given an average of 20 minutes to choreograph each fight scene.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everyone hated the production of this by the end of it, but a lot of them came back for a second one, like 2 decades later.
Yeah, right. He was a vampire in Blade.
Okamura, Gerald Okamura. His actual real name is Okamura as well.
There you go.
I love his character, but his whole scene, that whole chase scene you're talking about, and his fight scene, when they first filmed it, heaps and heaps of footage was destroyed. Like, they just mishandled it or whatever happened. So they had to film most of that again. So you can literally tell the background when they go from shot to shot. Like, one point they're in like a beach area, and one point they're in like the scrub. There's these multiple points in that running away scene where the environment completely changes. And that fight scene between Okamura and Joe Marshall is the one where the background literally changes when they're in the middle of a fight. Like, it will change shot. You know, they'd be changing from being on this side of them to this side of them, and the background would completely change. like the plants around them, and the time of day would change, and even like the color grading changed because they used different cameras on the reshoots. And that's the scene as well where Samurai Cop's hair gets pulled off and they keep it in.
Yeah, because all of a sudden he runs into that place where it's like all the bushes are around and he's like, I can't escape. Yeah. And I was like, okay. Also, they showed the briefcase a lot for it not to really play a part.
Had no purpose.
Where it was like there was a gun in it and he was like, and then they just kept running. I was like, oh, okay.
Yep.
I guess the briefcase didn't have anything to do with anything.
Nope. I don't even know why he has it or why he's running with it.
There's also, was it the car park shootout where the guy who is actually getting shot and Joe jumps over the car again? You can actually see like the blood packets exploding.
Oh, yeah, it is. It is, yeah. And he's just standing there getting shot and you can see the little squibs popping off.
Yeah.
Yep. It's so awful. So Okamura fight. What happens after that?
They get him, and then main henchman one with the big jaw who cut the head off. Yep. He goes in and after there's Joe and love interest. I can't remember what love interest it is.
Oh, the waiter, swimming. The one who owns not the waiter, the one who owns the restaurant. Yeah. Yeah,
they're swimming, and then she's like, "I'm hungry," and then it cuts to, I'm assuming it's Cop, keep it warm, and she's cooking, and then they come in, and it's like, "This burns," and then gets the oil, and they hold her down and like, tip oil, but it's water because you can see like obviously the oil was burning at the start, and then they're just tipping clear. Like they could have just put normal oil.
I know. That requires cleanup and effort.
Yeah. And then, I don't know, they burn her and she gives the information, and then we get towards the end climax where we get Henchman 1 and Joe have a samurai battle, which is god-awful.
It's so bad.
They are swinging like they're trying to hit a home run, but there's no technique. It is literally them swinging like a baseball.
But they're both samurai. They're both trained by the masters, supposedly. The lore is insane. And the way that they explain multiple times that Joe Marshall is like, he lived in Japan, he speaks fluent Japanese, he's a samurai master and whatever. And then like when he tries to pronounce Japanese names, he can't even pronounce the Japanese Fujiyama properly. Like he goes like Fujiyama, like he stumbles on it. It's fucking insane. They keep it in. But yeah, that end fight scene supposedly was 20 minutes to choreograph and put together. And it's the only time there's a samurai battle in the whole movie, and it is fucking awful.
Yeah. Oh, and then before that, you get the beach scene where Joe and love interest 1 or 2 go to the beach.
Yeah.
As well.
And a beach scene at the end as well when it's all like wrapped up.
The same shot.
It's the same shots. Yeah. Speaking of same shots, one of the things they really did to like cut time down when they were shooting was like they would set up the camera and all the lighting and everything, and then get multiple actors to do their thing from the same shot. And there is multiple shots. You know when Yamashita and Joe Marshall are like have their samurai battle and they're like waving the sword around? There is like multiple shots in a row of both of them waving the sword around, and the background never changes. Like it goes from like one to the other, and it's the same background with the same heels and the same framing and everything. Oh my God. It's so funny. It's like no effort was taken to make this anywhere near good.
And it got a second film because there is Samurai Cop 2.
Yeah. So this never got a full release. There were some shorts that were cut up and put on YouTube and bits and pieces. One of the famous ones was the hospital scene. But then somebody got access somehow to an actual decent quality and started screening at cinemas as like, come watch this awful movie. Once that sort of side of, film buffs picked up. and it got a lot of traction and whatever. And then after that, they went, okay, let's make another one. So the sequel wasn't until like
2015.
Yeah. So 24 years later. Some of the actors had died. A lot of actors came back and did it. But it's nowhere near as good because by then they realized that what made the first one so successful was how bad it was and all the little faces and all the little jokes that weren't meant to be funny. So in the second one, they cut to Frank all the time pulling faces, and they cut to like they intentionally do all the things that were funny about the first one. They intentionally do them in the second one, and they try and make like a tongue-in-cheek comedy, and it doesn't work. I've watched it once, and it's cringy because they're trying to be funny and they're trying to poke fun at how bad the first one is, and it doesn't work.
Right.
It's nowhere near as good.
Does it look god awful?
It is, yeah. Matt Hannon, his name was back when he made the movie, but he changed his name to Caritas because he realized that he could get cast more as like a Greek because he looked more and more Greek. So he literally changed his last name to help his career. He got ripped and everything because he wanted to be the next Sylvester Stallone, and he actually worked for Sylvester Stallone as a bodyguard because he trained in MMA and became like a pretty good fighter. And like got ripped, and he worked Sylvester Stallone before he made this as a bodyguard. And then after he failed at this and whatever else, went back to Sylvester Stallone. He also worked for Arnie as well as a bodyguard. He was a more successful bodyguard for the stars than he ever was a star.
Right.
The lawyer in this is a lawyer in real life. And he was a bodyguard in real life, and he was one of O.J. Simpson's bodyguards. And if you watch footage of O.J. Simpson in court and walking into court and stuff during his trial, you see the lawyer in this, coming into all that as well. There's all these little random factoids with this because I can't believe it's one of those movies I obsessed over for a while.
Yeah,
it's fantastic. It's funny though, right? Like you had a pretty good time watching it.
Like I wasn't bored because I'm like, what the hell is happening?
So many ridiculous one-liners. The scene, the one line you mentioned, the love interest one, the cop who keep it warm. She has the most unhinged. She's barely in it, but her lines are always fucked up. Like she says to like old cop, she's like, well, we're not doing anything. You want to fuck? He's just like, shut up.
That's right.
It's so fucking stupid.
Like, that had no point to the movie. Like they're meant to, I don't know, be guarding the crime scene.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was bizarre.
Yeah. Yeah. She, again, the writing of Amir, no idea how to write women and how to make women feel sexy. And the redhead who we see a lot in this, she's had quite a successful career as well, but mainly as like, she's in Seinfeld, in a bunch of like movies, just as like her credits are often like Hot Woman 1 or Hot Woman in a Restaurant and things like that. But she's had quite a successful career as a side character. But she was in a lot of Star Trek. Often just sort of stood there in the background, but she was in Next Generation and whatever else, and then she was like the lead when Star Trek had their like Universal Studio attraction. She was like the main person there, and she worked there for a while. And there's a lot of people in this who've done these little random jobs on the side who, I'm fascinated by people who have been in this and what happened to them afterwards.
One line that I actually like properly laughed at was when Joe was jumping over the fence and then Frank went under. And then Joe's like, why did you come under? He's because I'm an undercover cop.
Yes.
And it stays on them.
He looks directly at the camera. Like, it is so funny. That is the most famous line. I was waiting for you to point that out because I wanted you to get that. Yeah. There are t-shirts out there with his face on it that say, I'm an undercover cop, even though he's never an undercover cop in the entire movie. It's just that one line of delivery. Oh, it's so funny.
Also, I forget. I think he's like, I have a neighbor next door. Like, okay, like I don't understand why he points that out.
Which line was that? I can't remember that. When was that?
When he's on the date and when he like they go swimming and stuff, and she's like, "How'd you know I'll go home with you?" And he's like, for some reason, he just says, "I have a neighbor next door."
I don't remember that at all. What the fuck?
We're like, okay.
Oh my god. Okay, I'll try to pay attention to that closer next time.
And Frank goes, "What does katana mean?" Joe goes, "It means
it's a Japanese sword." Like, no shit. Like, what a description. Just, it's a Japanese sword. Okay. He speaks fluent Japanese, right? Yeah, there's a lot to love. It's so funny. This is the kind of movie that I will watch with friends with a few beers. You know, it is like, even when I was watching this, I watched it Friday night and Saturday, and like my wife comes in, she's like, "Oh my god, you're watching Samurai Cop?" Sat down for a bit with me, and like it's funny on your own because you just point things out and laugh at it, but with other people, it is so much funnier because you just like, "Oh, do you see this and do you see that?" Like pointing it out to each other. This is the kind of movie that if you and I ever did like a live reaction watching and commentary, this is the kind of movie we need to do, because it's just, what the fuck is happening? It is so fucking funny.
Yeah.
I love this movie.
Yeah. It's insane.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Love this movie.
So, fair.
Yep. You're welcome. Good punishment movie.
Yeah.
You gonna rate it?
Look.
Enjoyment levels.
Enjoyment levels, it's like a 4. Like I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Right.
It was just, it's god awful. It's like the Guns of Eden level.
Yes. I think when we watched Guns of Eden, I literally mentioned this reminds me of Samurai Cop, because there's a lot of similarities. When bad filmmakers hire bad actors with bad time management and organization skills and make what they think is a good movie, it is such a good recipe. Like Birdemic. The same thing, Birdemic. The second Birdemic, they tried to make it funny because they tried playing off the success of the first one, and it's fucking lame. It's because they thought making a good movie, because they stood by it, that it becomes hilarious.
Yeah. So, funny.
Yeah, I'm at a 5. I love this movie. It's one of my favorite so bad it's good. It's very funny.
Fair. Well,
he's an undercover cop.
Yeah. He's so dumb.
Yeah.
So funny. But you know what to do. Listen on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. Make you a 5-star rating. YouTube, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and tell your friends.
Tell them all.
And we'll see you guys next time. Boys.
Love yous.